3rd and 5. They will not go into their goal line defense. Up to the right, Hayes to the left, Allward. Foulback, looking and in trouble. Now he gets away. Foulback over the 5 to about the 3, and he fouled the ball, but was he down? He was not. The Cowboys have fumbled. The Giants take over.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video, and welcome to the Gridiron. And before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much. Everyone out there has been watching my videos. Thank you so much. If you give this video a thumbs up, or maybe leave a comment below, or possibly share this video, it would mean so much to me. But anyway, just thank you so much for just taking time out of your day to watch this video. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, according to PFF, the top 2 guys on offense, okay, against the Saints, and these two have been doing pretty decently all season long. Is pretty much what you need. If you're gonna get 2 positions, okay, on your football team out of your 22. Okay, I'm not talking a punter, kicker, or nothing like that, but out of your starting 22, 11 on offense, obviously 11 on defense. If you're going to start off with 2 guys, okay, to start building that team around, all right, most people would say, and I would have to agree, okay, you want your left tackle and your quarterback. Now, basically, whoever's protecting the blind side. Okay, obviously if you got Steve Young throwing the ball, he's looking this way, you're one, maybe your right tackle. But we got Daniel Jones back, Eli Manning back, right? The left tackle. Okay, so that's what you want to start your team off with. If you can get yourself a left tackle and your quarterback, all right, you're off to, well, I don't want to say you're off to the races. You're off to a pretty good start. Obviously, there's a lot more than just that, but as we've seen with the Giants, if you don't have good quarterback play, or especially if you don't have good offensive line or a good left tackle, like let's put Eric Flowers in there, like his first year or 2, and just constantly for forever have Eric Flowers, the 2015 version or 2016 version, or whatever, of Eric Flowers at left tackle forever for the Giants. See how many Super Bowls they wind up winning. But the 2 stars this weekend, all right, number 1 was Daniel Jones with PFF grade, and number 2 is Andrew Thomas, all right? Now, Daniel Jones has been, say what you will, he's been doing pretty good all year long. And that's pretty much with, we obviously we had this weekend with our 4th left guard in there. We've had so many popping hamstrings, Saquon coming back from his knee, right? Kenny Golladay popping a hamstring, then he had a problem with his hip. Then we had John Ross was out for months because he popped a hamstring. Then we had Evan Ingram came back, the problem with his calf. Then we had, in the same game, we had Darius Slayton, all right, and Sterling Shepard popping their hamstrings. I mean, it's amazing, amazing. Well, I don't say amazing we're 1-3, but it just makes you shake your head. But anyway, Daniel Jones has been outstanding so far, bar none. All right. Now, obviously, this past weekend he has career best 402 yards passing. He joined the 400 yard club. All right. He completed 70% of his passes. All right. And he graded out this week, for Pro Football Focus with an elite 84.6 overall grade, all right, including an 84.1 passing grade. All right. The Giants' passing game, okay, their passing grade from PFF is number 2 in the NFL so far this season with an 88.0. Only Tampa Bay is number 1 with the GOAT, okay. But I mean, as a couple of those games, as unbelievably pathetic as the Giants have looked, it's simply amazing that, I mean, it's PFF, okay. But I mean, they have him graded at an 88. I mean, we couldn't even move the ball against Denver. I mean, we had 7 points. 59 minutes and 59 seconds into the game, we had 7 points, and somehow we won. we have an 88 for the whole season. Against the Falcons, we scored 1 touchdown and 2 field goals against that really sad defense. Somehow we have an 88. All right, but so we're number 2 in the league apparently. Right. Now Daniel Jones, all right, after 4 games has an 86.9 overall grade from PFF, which is the 5th highest in the league amongst quarterbacks. So his overall grade of an 86.9, pretty good. Number 5, all right, very impressive. His overall passing grade of 88, okay, is 2nd, all right, only to Tom Brady. All right. So his overall offensive grade, all right, he's 5th, but his passing grade, he's 2nd. Daniel Jones is 2nd in the league. All right, with the problems we've had in our offensive line, don't have much of a running game. Every wide receiver we've had has been hurt. Right? I mean, Kadarius Toney was having some problem. You know, he came back. I mean, every 4 games, like every wide receiver. Caden Smith, his knee. The only one has been, I guess, Kyle Rudolph, maybe. Right? But I mean, Kenny Golladay had his hamstring and a hip. Kadarius Toney, he was having some problems. Sterling Shepard, hamstring. Darius Slayton, hamstring. Evan Ingram, he missed time with a calf. Caden Smith is, he hasn't missed any time, but he's having a problem with his knee. Saquon Barkley, he's coming back slowly with his knee. I mean, we've had 4 left guards in there. It's simply amazing that we're doing what we're doing. His pass attempt, his yards per pass attempt, okay, of 8.2, okay, is tied for 8th. I mean, that's not, every time he throws the ball, it's 8.2. Pretty good. Now, that's with the minimum of 100 pass attempts. There's other guys out there, threw the ball a couple times and they got their yards per attempt are a lot more than 8.2. I'm just saying, like normal quarterbacks, okay? His yards thrown so far, 1,184 yards passing this year, is number 7 in the league. Okay, and as I said, I mean, we've done almost everything but run Jason Garrett out of town because our offense is so vanilla and boring and this, that, and the other thing. Somehow he's number 7th in the league in passing yards with 1,184 yards. Simply amazing. His completion percentage is only 66.7. I mean, but still, that's 2 out of 3. That's pretty damn good, okay? But the 66.7, all right, in today's, it's number 20th. I know, hard to believe, okay? But, however, he's also had, after 4, he's had 9 passes dropped. All right, his drop percentage is 8.6%, okay? The 9 passes that were dropped, Daniel Jones passes, is tied for 6th most in the league. All right, so if you take the passes that were dropped, and you add those completions on, he'd be well over 70%, okay? He has a passer rating of 93.8 on passes thrown 20 yards or more down the field, which is number 6. Now, of course, you ain't no denying that. He's Danny Dimes. Anything deep down the field, man's got a touch. We know that, okay? And he has only 1 interception, which is like tied. It's like, I forgot. Kirk Cousins, him, and the 2, I can't remember the 2 other guys. There's 4 guys that have only 1 interception thrown so far, but that's tied for 2nd. Teddy Bridgewater and Russell Wilson don't have any interceptions, right? But however, Daniel Jones' interception was a heave, the end of the first half, into the end zone. They said the Saints had 312 players in the end zone. I mean, it got picked off. If it wasn't the last play of the first half, he's not heaving it down in the end zone. Therefore, it's not picked off. Therefore, he doesn't have an interception. So, I mean, you could call it what you want, but I mean, as far as, like trying to throw a pass over the middle, gets tipped, or he throws a bad ball, somebody steps in front of it and picks it off. That hasn't happened yet. Okay, so he's done pretty phenomenal. All right, now let's take this a second here, and we're all the praise that we give to Eli Manning, okay, and everything. Let's take a look at Eli Manning's 3rd year, and let's take a look at Daniel Jones' 3rd year. Eli Manning, 3rd season, he threw for 24 touchdown passes. Okay, threw for 18 interceptions. Daniel Jones has thrown 1 interception after 4 games. So on a 16-game schedule, he would have 4 interceptions for the year. Okay. Eli threw 18 interceptions. Now, Eli threw for 24 touchdown passes. Now, Daniel Jones, okay, is only averaging 1 touchdown pass a game, so he would only have 16. Okay, but still, even if he has that, if he has 16, I'm just going by 16 game schedule. I know it's a 17 game schedule this year. I'm just prorating it out on a 16 game schedule. But, I mean, I'd have a hard time believing that Daniel Jones won't start picking it up. As long as he stays healthy, of course, and he plays all 16 games, I'd have a hard time. The way the offense is starting to come around a little bit, I have a hard time believing that he won't start throwing a little more than 1 touchdown pass per game. But anyway, he's thrown 4, okay? And it's prorated at 16 games. He'll have 16 touchdown passes and 4 interceptions. That's 4-1, okay? That's pretty good. Eli threw 24 touchdown passes and 18 interceptions. Okay, that's not even 1.5 to 1. All right, so kudos to Daniel Jones there. Right, Eli Manning's completion percentage 57.7. Daniel Jones right now 66.7. Daniel Jones is 9 points completion percentage higher than Eli Manning's was in Eli Manning's 3rd year. Eli Manning threw for 3,244 yards. Obviously, he played all 16 games. Daniel Jones so far has thrown for 1,184. Prorate that out to 16 games. Daniel Jones would throw for 4,736 yards. Daniel Jones would throw for 1,500 more yards than Eli Manning would. All right. Eli Manning's quarterback rating was a 77. Daniel Jones' quarterback rating right now is a 98.3. And Eli Manning, all right, let's not forget the offensive juggernaut that he was. He had a whopping 21 yards rushing in 16 games. Whew. He averaged 1.5 yards rushing per game. Daniel Jones already has 188 yards rushing in 4 games, all right? And then, you could say, well, Eli, maybe, the offensive line was bad or they had a bad offense. Okay. Eli Manning had Jeremy Shockey, Plexico Burris, Monty Toomer, and Tiki Barber. Tiki Barber's final season, 2006. Tiki Barber combined had over 2,000 total yards of offense his final season, and then he retired. If he hung around for 1 more year, he would have got himself a Super Bowl run. All right, but they had a phenomenal offense. Their offensive line. 2006, they had Luke Pettigrew. That was his last year. He was the left tackle. David Deal was the left guard. Sean O'Hara was the center. Okay. Chris Snee was the right guard. Kareem McKenzie was the right tackle. All right. But in 2007, the final year, Luke Pettigrew went. David Deal slipped out to left tackle. Rich Seibert went into left guard. Okay. So when the Giants won the Super Bowl in 2007, okay, David Deal was the left tackle. He was a 5th rounder. Rich Seibert, undrafted free agent, left guard. Center, Sean O'Hara, undrafted free agent. Chris Snee, 2nd rounder. Kareem McKenzie, 3rd rounder. But on the team that went to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl, okay, you had a 3rd rounder, a 2nd rounder, a 5th rounder, and 2 undrafted free agents. But the biggest thing of it all was that in 2007 when the Giants won the Super Bowl, all those 5 guys, okay, Deal, Seibert, O'Hara, Snee, McKenzie, played all 16 games. Started 16, played all 16. Giants are having a hard time trying to do that. They got guys coming in and guys getting hurt. And it's really tough to build a bonding unit when the guys keep getting hurt. You got to keep bringing parts in. But it's football. It is what it is. But my point is, I'm just trying to point out, okay, that Eli Manning had a very good offensive line. He only got sacked 25 times in 2006. Daniel Jones has been sacked 8 times. So on prorated for 16 games, Daniel Jones is on pace to get sacked 32 times, which is pretty good considering how many times he got sacked last year. It's coming down a lot, okay? So that's a definite positive. But I'm just saying, what Eli Manning's statistics were in his 3rd year, okay, pales in comparison to what Daniel Jones is doing so far, okay? Daniel Jones with I don't want to say a weaker team because we got some offensive weapons, all right? But, with a slower starting team, I guess, shall I say, offensive-wise, Daniel Jones is doing pretty doggone good job, okay? I think we got our quarterback for the future, and we got ourselves a left tackle. Speaking of the left tackle, Andrew Thomas, all right, overall grade week 4 was a 79.9. Pretty doggone good. His pass blocking grade for week 4 was an 86.0. Fantastic. I absolutely love it. Through 4 weeks, he's surrendered no sacks, all right? Pretty impressive, okay? He's given up 1 hit, and he's given up 6 pressures in 4 games. Only 1 time has somebody hit the quarterback, right, in 4 games. So that means that we'll prorate that out for a 16-game schedule. He'll give up no sacks, all right, which would be phenomenal. But it'd be 4 hits. Could you imagine just 4 hits in a 16-game schedule? Whew, wow. He's doing really, really good. His 79.0 passing blocking grade this season, okay, is 9th best amongst all tackles. Only his 2nd year. 9th best pass blocking grade. Now his run blocking grade's got he's got a little something, it's not super horrible, but it does need some room for improvement, obviously. But Rob Sale, I think, is doing a heck of a good job. I think we need to give him, Pat Flaherty, and all that, and those guys, a lot of credit. Okay, I definitely think to help Andrew Thomas become the stud that he can be. All right, and I'll tell you what, boys, his 2nd season, man, whew, man, I got that, guys, man. If we can just pencil that dude in for the next 10 years, man. Freaking love it. Absolutely love it. Now, Andrew Thomas, okay, this year, his 79.0 pass blocking grade is 1st, okay, amongst all 2nd-year offensive linemen. Because remember when he was struggling last year and everybody's making fun of the Dave Gettleman and the Giants? Oh, the Giants picked the worst offensive tackle out of all of them. All the other ones are so much better than Andrew Thomas. He's a joke. Dave Gettleman's a joke. Well, I don't think so. I think the joke's on the idiots who are picking on Andrew Thomas and Dave Gettleman. Andrew Thomas so far in 167 pass blocking attempts, he's given up 0 sacks. Right, his 79.0 pass blocking rate is 1st amongst all 2nd-year offensive linemen. His overall grade of 71.9, okay, is 20th. Amongst all tackles, like right tackles and left tackles, okay? So, I mean, it's, we're not talking Hall of Fame material. He's got some room for improvement, but that's his overall grade. That's his pass blocking, okay, and his run blocking. He's got some room for improvement, absolutely. And I think he's going to get better in time? Absolutely. Absolutely. But if we look at it, okay, his overall grade of 71.9 is 20th. Amongst left tackles and right tackles. Now let's compare that to the other, because this class is always going to be known for like the big 4 offensive tackles. Okay, even though for some reason Tristan Wirfs is on the right tackle, they throw him in there all the time when they compare Andrew Thomas and Tristan Wirfs. All right, but let's Andrew Thomas so far is a 71.9. Okay, he's 20th. There were other guys who had better grades. But what I did was I took out some guys that were in there for like 19 snaps or 25 snaps. Anybody who was pretty much had like 80 or 90 snaps, overall, I kept them in there. But anybody with like a 5 snaps or something, I took their grades out of there. You know what I mean? So Andrew Thomas is like 20th overall with a 71.9. Tristan Wirfs, okay, the one they keep comparing Andrew Thomas to. He's the one that plays the right tackle, okay? His overall grade this year is a 67.3. He's number 32, okay? Mekhi Becton, I feel sorry, because the Jets certainly could use that dude is a freaking monster. Oh my God! And if they picked him, I wouldn't have been bummed out either. I had no problem they were going to take him, but sadly he's hurt. Okay, but he played most of the game against Carolina. His grade was a 66.4, which puts him at number 35. Okay, then you got Jedrick Wills, okay, with the Browns, all right? He's graded out to 63.4. He's number 42, okay? So this year, amongst the big 4, okay? But see, nobody's bringing this stuff up. It was only last year when pick number 4, Andrew Thomas, was doing so bad. That's when you just kept hearing things. How much better all these other 3 guys were than him. Now, it's awfully funny because now when he's the best one of them all, right? Which he's picked number 4. When he's the best, you just don't seem to hear anything. Well, why is that? When the Giants do good, you don't seem to hear anything. Only when they do bad. When we can embarrass the Giants, let's talk bad about them. But when they make a good pick, now all we hear is crickets. What a bunch of losers. Absolute frickin' losers. Now, as I said, to start off, you're going to start a team, right? You want your left tackle and you want your quarterback. And I'll tell you what, I think the Giants I think you can pencil in Daniel Jones for whatever, next 10, whatever years, 10, 15 years, Andrew Thomas for the next 10 years. Now you can start, I don't want to say, now we can start building a team because we got some guys on there, but the 2 guys that you want to start building your team around, you got your left tackle, okay, and you got your quarterback, all right? So we're doing pretty good there. Now with some of the injury up there, I saw C.J. Board. He had something with his clavicle. Now I was looking on the last punt return that he had. I didn't see anything, especially that the 26-yarder he had where he wound up running out of bounds. I didn't see anything on that at all. So I don't know. Joe Judge was kind of optimistic on that one. All right, so we'll have to keep an eye on that, wait and see. But I mean, C.J. Board, it'd be kind of a bummer because, as I said, every now and then he'll pop a nice return for you. He's good to have him on the team. So hopefully, good to have him on the field. I mean, hopefully whatever problem he's having with his clavicle, hopefully it's nothing that horrible. Then you got Jabrill Peppers, of course, popped the hamstring. It wouldn't be a Giants football game. We'd have somebody limping off the field after they popped their hamstring. But Jabrill Peppers, Joe Judge was kind of talking about that have to get one of those things. Gonna have to wait and see how it plays out there. It was kind of the way Darius Slayton and Sterling Shepard were last week. We just got to wait and see how it reacts to treatment and all of that. So don't know if he's going to be playing or not. We'll have to wait and see. And just a little thing on that. What I found out yesterday was the Cowboys, they released Jaylen Smith. I was like, oh man. It's like they picked him in the 2nd round from Notre Dame. That's my team. They gave him a nice size contract. Well, they're paying his whole contract this year, which is like $7.9 million or something. But they're letting him go. But apparently they're going to be they'll save themselves some money next year. But I guess from Micah Parsons in there, I guess made Jaylen Smith expendable. That's awfully weird. I mean, he had 3 years in a row. I think it was 2018, 19, and 20. I think he had 120 tackles 3 years in a row. I mean, apparently from what I was reading is that he seems to be, slowing down a little bit or something. Maybe it's his knee. Maybe it's starting to act up or something, and maybe it's starting to show its wear and tear, and maybe he's just not the same anymore. But I was kind of interested because the Giant, they let him go, so they don't have to trade for him. Okay, his contract is fully paid. The Cowboys paid him. So I don't know how much it would cost to get him in here. But wouldn't it be cool if they put a Giants helmet on him and threw him out on the field this week? Just kind of wind him up, put him in Jerry's world, and let him play against his old team. Wouldn't that be a lot of fun? I bet you'll get a few tackles for us. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!